Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson, a quick one for In the News, October 26, 2022 at 11:16 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Wednesday night. And bring out two news articles for In the News. And this is from ArabNews.com. And this is highlighted this news article, and it reads, Iran's threatens on state TV to destroy Israel and Azerbaijan. A quarter of Tehran's residents are Azeri, and many others live in the northwest near the border with Azerbaijan. And, this is days after, I believe, Iran did joint exercise drills with Azerbaijan army in that region. And this article was published October the 26th, 2022, and last updated October 26, 2022. And it reads, Iran has threatened Israel and Azerbaijan in a video on a state television which set army operations to a song warning that anyone looks at Iran the wrong way must be destroyed. The video, whose lyrics were in the Azeri language, was shown a few days ago after the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps held an exercise near Iran's 700-kilometer border with Azerbaijan. Israel doesn't stray too far from your path. Don't dig your own grave with your own hands. Iran declared this so that Azerbaijan knows and understands anyone who looks at Iran the wrong way must be destroyed. Read the lyrics of the song broadcast on Iran Azeri language of Sahar TV. It says, Caucus War Report. It says, an opening source intelligence group said that the threat was openly made for the first time in a Iranian government channel, Sahar, in a controversial manner, as the channel main language audience is Iranian Albertans. With over 20 million Albertans in Iran, the paranoia of an internal turmoil rebels worries Iran. Azeris make up 16% of the Iran's population and are the country's biggest ethnic minority, and a quarter of Tehran's residents are Azeri, and many others live in the northwest near the border of Azerbaijan. Relations between the two states have grown increasingly tense in recent years. Tehran accuses Baku of destabilizing Iran by openly promoting sections of ethnic Azeris. Tehran is also varies of its relations with Israel, which is a major arms supply to Baku. So yeah, that's that rumor of war, along with the nation rise against nation as well too. And this is a news article right here, was recently from RT.com, and this is on October 26, 2022 at Home World News of RT, alternative world news.com. And I highlighted this news article and it reads, for in the news of RT.com, alternative news. It says the Pentagon conducts a hypersonic test. The latest rocket launch was used to evaluate materials for high-speed weapons still under development. The U.S. Navy and Army has conducted a test of hypersonic missiles component, a material advancing the Pentagon's effort in a race with Russia and China to develop high-speed weaponry that can evade modern defense systems. Wednesday's launch of a so-called sounding of rocket from coastal Virginia successfully tested a hypersonic missile communications and navigations equipment, as well as a material that can withstand the heat generate when traveling at Mach 5 or 5 times the speed of sound. The Navy said in a statement the second sound rocket will be launched later this week to complete the latest round of testing. These rockets contains experimental payloads that provide data on the performance of materials and systems in realistically hypersonic environments, the Navy says, such as elevations with filled a critical gap between ground testing and full flight testing. The data collected from the latest sound rockets campaign will drive a warfighting capability improvements for both Navy and Army to ensure continual battlefield of dominance. The Pentagon is scrambling to achieve the hypersonic warfighting capability by the early to mid-2020s and concerned that the U.S. has fallen behind Russia and China in developing such weaponry. Russia is in fact has already used hypersonic missiles on the battlefield in Ukraine, the first time that such technology has been used in combat. Pentagon officially claimed that in May that the missiles weren't having a game-changing effects. The Navy and Army developing a share of hypersonic glide body design, which they will combine individually weapon system tailored for launch from sea or land. Their full sound test conducts in June failed when a unspecified anomaly occurred after the ignition. An early prototype tested flopped it last year because of a boost failure. The hypersonic glide vehicles are carried to upper atmosphere by rockets may glide to their targets at speed of Mach 5 or higher. Their speed and maneuverabilities make them too difficult to intercept with current defense systems. The U.S. Air Force is developing a different type of hypersonic weapons which use a air-breathing scramjet engine to achieve high speeds. The so-called hypersonic air-breathing weapon concept, HAWC, reportedly has the success test in March when the missile was released from the B-52 Scrap Fortress off the west coast and flew over 300 nautical miles after a scramjet engine ignited, accelerated to speed more than Mach 5. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25. There shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, seas, and raving water. Right, because we see in the increase of distress of nations with perplexity. We see signs of chariot sightings, around the four corners of the globe. We see the increase of that. We seeing the increase of the nations and different kingdoms. We seeing the increase of uproars in the people of the world. You seeing the increase of these nations testing their missiles, the ICBM missiles, hypersonic missiles, and the other upgradable type of missiles as well too. We seeing the nations training, gearing up, preparing for war. You know, seeing that increase as well too. And this is Mark 13:8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. Right, because these are beginning of increasing of sorrows of these many things shaping and taking place on the planet Earth, which is already happening. With the earthquakes in diverse places increasingly. With the two recent earthquakes, I did a sit-down lesson on it. I believe it was a 5.1 earthquake over there, San Francisco area. They said this is the earthquake first time shook them in the last couple of years. And then you had a earthquake of a 6.2 or 6.4 over there in the Philippines and the islands. So yeah, you seeing these things of the earthquakes, the famines, the pestilence. You name it, and the nations rising against nations and kingdom against kingdoms. And then and you see the United States conducted their second or third hypersonic missile test. And they're trying to go in competition with the powerhouses of China and Russia. And you can throw in North Korea as well too. They definitely been upgrading their nuclear capability, even though they're a smaller country in comparisons to China and Russia and the United States. But that's what we've been seeing. These nations gearing up and preparing for war. We've been seeing the increase of military training, exercise drills, training, simulation war game type training, ground troops training, nations purchasing military equipment to their arsenal that they currently already have. So, you've been seeing all these different things taking place on the planet Earth, because it's biblical prophecy. And it's going to continue to increase more and more, slowly but surely. And so with that, hope this sit-down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushua B'Hashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the spirit bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom. And until next time, I will say shalom again and a ball.